cooperation with the Town Council, have designated all public buildings, schools, and their grounds as smoke-free. Please refrain from smoking while on school grounds. The coaches, players, and officials will contest today's game under the rules of the CIAC and the National Federation. We insist that all spectators conduct themselves in such a manner that the players and officials will have a type of game that will be truly competitive and fairly played. Today we honor the seniors from both Hall and Conard. First, for Conard, number 4, Catherine Glade. Number 18, Lauren Kumpa. Number 11, Carly Gorman. Number 15, Caitlin Dorsey. And number 22, Ava Karp. Now the Hall seniors. Number 1, Caroline Grant, accompanied by her family. Number 3, Ryan Sandler, accompanied by her family. Number 4, Olivia Moran, accompanied by her family. Number 5, Annie Chapdelaine, accompanied by her family. Number 6, Hannah Gaumer, accompanied by her family. Number 7, Aditi Joshi, accompanied by her family. Number 9, Leslie Matrano, accompanied by her family. Number 11, Carly Zetto, accompanied by her family. Number 15, Carolyn O'Keefe, accompanied by her family. Number 16, Carolyn Wasilowski, accompanied by her family. Number 20, Marie Potter, accompanied by her family. Now for today's starting lineup. For Conard, number 2, Caitlin Shulkin. Number 4, Annie Kathleen. Number 6, Hannah Gaumer. Number 7, Aditi Joshi.
Okay.
Number 8.
So I'm just moving that rigid.
Yep.
Can you do it just so?
So if you see it,
I got you.
and then I think there will be a point where this is as far as it's gonna go. You won't be able to.
So either up or either stop.
Yep. And then
Level check, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Chalmers Stadium in West Hartford. Field hockey. Hall against Conard.
Sports Council would like you to join in front at the annual
Level check, 1-2, 1-2.
Support athletics at Conard and Hall High School. This great event is November 12th at Town Hall from 6:30 to 10:30.
And we say good evening and welcome to coverage of high school sports here on Channel 5. Tonight it's field hockey as the Hall Warriors host the Conard Chieftains. The game presented as always by the War Chief Sports Council. Pete Lammer along with Adam Ryder and our fine crew. Only matchup of the year between these teams as both are headed to the state tournament. Hall comes in 8-5, 1-1 under second-year head coach Kat Hanks, while Kathy Callahan's team 7-6-2. Conard's 16th in Class L, while Hall is 11th. And keep in mind, there is no Class L in field hockey. Adam, when we look at the contest, Hall trying to do something they haven't done since 2008. That's beat Conard Chieftains 7-0-1 in the last 8 matchups.
If there was ever a year for that to happen, Hall's in a great position tonight. 13 seniors lead a squad, as you mentioned, firmly in the Class L playoff hunt. And when timing comes into play. A great time for Hall as Conard comes in. Just 2 goals in the last 4 games, including back-to-back shutout losses each of the last 2 nights.
So they definitely have their work cut out for them as they try to bounce back. This Hall team, 30 goals scored on the season. They've allowed 20 at home here at Chalmers Stadium. 4-3-0-1 on the campaign, and that matches up against Conard in their road record of 4-3-1. On the near side, here are the Hall Warriors. Caroline O'Keefe tries to slide it ahead. Stolen by Conard as they press into the attack zone. A couple of players scrum for it. They get inside the circle, cleared to the top of the circle. And Hall finally flicks it out of danger, and they come down the left-hand side. Far side of the field. Anna Marie Chapdelaine, one of the 12 seniors that Adam talked about. Only 5 seniors on a Conard team that was 17-2 a year ago. Got all the way to the Class L semis before they were ousted by Wilton by the score of 5-0. So again, this was supposed to be a total rebuilding season for Kathy Callahan, but they're doing well to be 7-6-2 and over the 500 mark.
And as you said before, firmly in the Class L playoffs and hoping for a turnaround from, again, the recent 3-game losing streak. Again, those back-to-back shutout losses Monday and Tuesday.
Conard able to clear it to safety. Number 3, Maeve Maloney, very skilled, good ball carrier. Has 2 goals on the campaign. That's good enough for tied for 4th on this Conard Chieftain attack. It's a Conard team that's outscored the opposition 31-23 so far in 2016. That was a bit jaded by the fact that they had one 8-0 win. So you take that out of the mix, and they're pretty much even at goals for and goals against. Far side with the ball, number 7, Aditi Joshi. And again, as is customary, and you'll see a few changes now because of the fact that, the coaches wanted to get the seniors in on senior night and get them a couple of minutes of experience as we played the opening 3 minutes.
And you mentioned the 5 seniors for Conard, only 3 of them in the starting lineup, so we're sure to see plenty of substitutions for those other 2 seniors as this game wears on.
In case you didn't join us last night in soccer, a doubleheader sweep for Conard. The girls winning 2-1, the boys 1-0. So Hall trying to get on the winning side in terms of the rivalry games and in terms of the fact that, hey, just trying to stem the momentum and stem the tide here. Whistle on the far side of the field, so Hall will put it in play as they clear it ahead. Goes too far for Bridget Dugan, one of the best dribblers on the team. Very athletic for this Hall team. This is number 8, Nora Policelli on the near side for Conard. Number 4 is Catherine Blaine, one of those seniors, highly skilled player. She was an attack player, converted to midfielder by Kathy Callahan, and she calls her one of the most aggressive players she's ever had. Caroline Grant able to sweep it ahead. We'll say her name a lot tonight, natural leader. And the big-time leader in goal scoring on this squad. 7 goals, 5 assists, 19 points. And according to Kat Hanks, 110% effort all the time. Those are the players, Adam, you like to have.
When you talked about the senior leadership, she is one of them, and she will be looked upon all night long for this Hall team. We mentioned the senior leadership before. When you have someone like Alana Bravin in goal who has played all but 41 minutes this season, when you're that Hall defense, you can relax a little bit knowing if there's a slip-up that Bravin is back there at that last line of defense.
Bella Celio, the other netminder tonight. She had a 3 straight shutout streak earlier this year with the Goose Eggs against East Catholic, Farmington, and E.O. Smith in succession. So these are 2 teams that definitely know how to play good defensive field hockey. Big sweep forward by the Warriors as they try to set things up on the left side in the attack zone. But now the ball is going to come in the other direction. Number 20 for the Chieftains. And that's Isabel Lubin. Now Hall off another steal. Grant tries to get it ahead. Very interesting. She went to the backhand that time. very difficult sport if you're left-handed at all, because all the sticks that are made are right-handed. So if we have an occasional lefty out there, you'll have to see them go to the backhand. Near side, Ryan Sandler, one of those seniors for Hall. Last night, Adam, we talked at great length about a lot of players that were in and out of the lineup because of different injuries, and Ryan Sandler, one of those, the senior, in and out of the lineup with a concussion problem. She has recovered, of course, passed all of the concussion protocol assignments, and is back on the field.
Last game of the year, especially if you're a senior, you want to be out there, and concussion is obviously one of the toughest to come back from, so excellent to see Sandler back out there, looking good thus far.
Just underway. Glad you've joined us on WHC TV Channel 5, along with those online at WHC/TV.org. Pete Lamoureux along with Adam Ryder and our fine crew. We're at Chalmers Stadium here in West Hartford. Senior night for Conard and Hall in field hockey. We've gone 6.5 minutes of the opening half. If you're not familiar with the rules, it's 30 minutes, mostly running time. And now number 18, Lauren Kumpa, two-time all-conference player for this Conard Chieftain team. They get it ahead. Player upended in the circle. And we're going to have a call right in front of the netminder.
Appears to be a penalty corner, not a penalty stroke, a penalty corner for Conard. Goals cannot be directly scored off of a corner. Penalty stroke, obviously a one-on-one opportunity. This, not quite that case.
They go outside the circle with a drive. It's blocked at the defense. Puck is loose, or the ball is loose in front, and another call will be made. Saw in the JV game earlier today that we were watching, we saw 3 successive penalty corners attempted by Conard. And now this is going to be a chance from the 15-yard line. They go forward. And the blast in front is deflected. An opportunity. Catherine Blaine right at the near side post, and her deflection goes just wide of the cage. Good opportunity there for the Chieftains. Denied.
Nearly 8 minutes in, both defensive sides showing their grit thus far. Hall, we mentioned that defense before. Excellent defensive team this year. 8-0 in games they scored at least 2 goals, a testament to their stout defensive efforts.
So we talked about the fact that they haven't lost a Hall since 2008, the Chieftains. In fact, in the series, they haven't allowed a goal in the last 3 contests, 3 successive shutouts. So Hall will try to do something that they haven't done in the last 4 matches, and that is get one behind the opposing keeper. We're going to see Caitlin Shulkin a lot tonight. She's a junior for Conard. Very aggressive, plays right forward. The one goal that Caitlin Shulkin will remember in her career, a game winner last year against Avon, came with 10 seconds to go in the contest. A dramatic GWG, as they would say, the game-winning goal. Good move in the neutral zone by Paula Selly. She battles with the Hall player just outside the 20-yard line, trying to get it ahead to Grant. We have another whistle on the play. And it'll be Catherine Blaine putting it in play, and she flicks it ahead for the Chieftains. Knocked down by Caroline Grant, the senior. Not only the scoring leader for this Hall Warrior team, but again, one of the scoring leaders in the entire state of Connecticut as well. Pass down the left-hand side. Paula Selly trying to break forward for the Conard Chieftains. Whistle on the play. She also had some help from Vanessa Goodman. Talk about Goodman. She's second on the team so far with 6 goals. Right behind Carly Gorman. Player upended on the play. Going down is Margaret Grant, the sophomore, center D. And she knocks it forward, intended for Bridget Dugan. Dugan gets it to Grant. Here's Caroline Grant. Near side of the field. Great pass into the middle. Very athletic maneuver.
Off the backhand as well.
Off the backhand, exactly. Kathy Washburn at it momentarily. Fighting for it on the far side is Elizabeth Pillow, the sophomore. But good defense there by Maeve Maloney. 10.5 minutes in. Still no score in the contest. I want to let you know that the War Chief Sports Council is proud to present its annual tailgate on Saturday night, November 12th at Town Hall from 6:30 to 10:30. There'll be food and drinks and a silent auction as well. Tickets are $50, $20 for Hall and Conard coaches. And for more information, visit the Council's website at www.war-chief.net. That's war-chief.net. Had a chance to attend last year. A lot of fun. And certainly for a great cause. Allows us to do these broadcasts, and Paul McConnell and Dennis Swanton and the rest of the War Council doing a great job. They help all the athletes as well with different programs, uniforms, etc. Very, very worthwhile cause. So if you get a chance, the annual tailgate Saturday night, November 12th, and then of course 1 week before the Hall Conard football showdown, which of course we'll broadcast here for you from Chalmers Stadium on the 19th at 1:30. Here's Caroline Grant for Hall in the middle of the action again. Can't clear. Conard on the attack. Left wing side. And an infraction against the Chieftains, and Hall will be allowed to go back the other way. Here's Bridget Dugan getting it ahead. Elizabeth Pillow on the attack as she battles on the far side with Isabel Lubin. Over there as well for Conard is Caitlin Shulkin. So far, the more glorious chances, Adam, have belonged to this Conard team, as the Warrior faithful here at Chalmers Stadium still waiting for the first offensive foray from their team.
Just a further testament to the toughness of that Hall defense, and if Hall is going to find a break, as we've seen thus far, it's going to come on that counterattack where Grant and Pillow are going to need to be the ones leading that charge.
Good play by Catherine Blaine of Conard. Hall intercepts, and they try to counter in the other direction. Maeve Maloney driving it all the way downfield. Inside the 10-yard line, far side of the field. Conard on the interception. Chieftains trying to center it. They get it inside the circle. Backhanded pass in front. They score! It was punched in right in front. And the Conard Chieftains take the lead with 16:33 to go. Here in the opening half, it's 1-0 Conard.
You see the conditioning game playing a huge role there, as that long pass from Maloney, Warriors just unable to clear the zone. Great job at getting after the ball downfield by the entire Conard team, not allowing the Warriors to clear the zone yet again.
Be able to catch who that was in front. Could have been Vanessa Goodman in the mass of humanity in front of that Hall net. But they're able to get it by Braven and make it 1-0. I'm sure this is in a lot of ways very analogous to soccer, in that you can come back from a 1-0 deficit, as we saw Conard do last night in girls soccer. They ended up winning that game over Hall 2-1. But a 2-goal deficit in a sport where the teams average between 2 and 2.5 goals per contest, hate to say it would be insurmountable, but it certainly is incumbent upon Hall to draw even here.
We mentioned Hall's 8-0 record when they score at least 2 goals for Conard. Their magic number isn't much different. They are 5-0 this year when scoring at least 3 goals. 2-3-2 when they score 1 or 2. But if they can get to 3 goals, 5-0 on the season.
And that's an amazing statistic, and something that they're very, very consistent with. Caitlin Shulkin had the opportunity for the Chieftains, but it'll be the Hall Warriors now coming back the other way. Hall's last contest, a 2-1 victory over Northwest Catholic. And again, They've moved up in the rankings, 8-5-1 overall, and certainly have solidified their spot in the upcoming CIAC state tournament. They won before that over Lewis Mills 2-0. So they're trying to extend that winning streak to 3. And as we talked about, Conard 0-3-1 over their last 4. Definitely want to gain some momentum before the brackets are released from Cheshire. A whistle and an infraction on Hall. So Conard will put it in play from the 25-yard line. And Lauren Kumpa stick handling for the Chieftains. Loses it on the far side. Elizabeth Pillow for Hall. Pillow's an interesting story, Adam. Played in Germany over the summer with Sinead Marie. They helped practice with the German national team. So that's an experience that certainly they'll never forget and aid in their development, certainly going forward as they play field hockey.
Two-time NCAA reigning player of the year, Paula Huser, native German.
So you always marvel when these kids are able to gain international experience, and that certainly was the case for Pillow and Marie, the teammates, both sophomores. Towards the Hall net. Good battle on the far side. Good defense by Margaret Grant. Called by Kat Hanks, her head coach, just an absolute powerhouse. Talked about the good season for Hall. Certainly a turnaround from a year ago. Second year for Kat Hanks at the helm. Took over a squad and went just 4-11-1 in her initial campaign last year. Turns it around to 8-5-1. That's one dramatic improvement.
Especially after the 0-2 start at the beginning of the year.
Lost those first 2 to Farmington and South Windsor before they reeled off 3 consecutive wins over Windsor, East Catholic, and Canton in the 2016 campaign. Seen a lot of Catherine Blaine, the senior, so far for Conard. Gets it ahead to Kumpa. She blasts it down towards Hall territory. Carly Gorman touching it for one of the few times tonight. She has good stick skills, the senior for the Conard Chieftains, Miss Gorman. A natural because she plays ice hockey for the composite team of Hall and Conard during the winter, and also has a connection to the Whalers. Her grandmother was the public relations director, Lynn Gorman, for many years for the Whalers, and then she took over that same role with the Hartford Wolfpack as well.
The much beloved Hartford Whalers.
Exactly. Gone but never ever forgotten. Far side, here's Hall. Their first rush. They get it inside the circle. And we have an infraction being called. Mia Schumi leading the rush that time. 7-goal scorer for this Hall Warrior team. And here's the penalty corner coming for Hall. Comes with 11:45 to play in the opening half. And the Warriors bidding for the equalizer. Swept back to the 15. They slide it ahead, but good defense by the Warriors. And another whistle on the play. And another penalty corner will be called. Good effort by Isabel Lubin that time, just a sophomore defender. But the Warriors put it in play. There's a slap in front, the rebound, they score! Right to the side of the net. The second penalty corner was the charm. And the Warriors are able to draw even and tie the game at 1, and that looked like it was Caroline Grant who got the first one for Hall.
Making up for the slight hesitation on that first corner that led to the re-penalty corner. Grant a much better position that time. The garbage goal, as you will, sneaking behind the Conard defense, knocking in that loose ball and tying this game up.
So it comes with just over 11 minutes time remaining in the opening half. And that's her team leading 8th goal. She breaks the tie with Mia Schumi They've been co-leaders with 7 goals atop the scoring charts for the Hall Warriors. Goal number 8 for Grant, a big one. As we talked about, obviously they didn't want to fall behind 2-0 in this, and they've drawn even.
Grant going over the 20-point mark for the season as well with that. Now 8 goals, 5 assists on the season, good for 21 points.
And the difference between field hockey scoring and that on the ice, in field hockey, when you total your goals and assists, goals count for 2 and assists count for 1. Conard now on the attack, led by Catherine Blaine. Tries to slide it ahead. Good defense by Sinead Marie, the sophomore. Now all trying another foray into the attack zone. Grant slides it ahead. Down the right side, this is Pomerleau. Olivia Pomerleau loses control of it. And we have a whistle. And did somebody go out of bounds there with the ball? The War Chief Sports Council would like to thank our game-changing sponsors, as always, at the all-state level. Keating Insurance, Maca Plumbing and Heating, Reed and Reach PC, Counselors at Law, the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network, better known as ESPN, and College Prep Express. Thanks to those at the all-state level for their support of the War Chief Sports Council to make broadcasts as these possible here tonight, as we have a timeout on the field. Comes with 9:12 to play in the opening half, and the game tied at 1.
Want me to get the scoreboard?
We've seen thus far a back and forth battle. Both teams playing a lot of bend but don't break defense. There's 2 goals, breakthrough opportunities, as Grant knocking in the loose ball off of the penalty corner, and Conard playing great dump and chase ball, just beating the whole defense down the field early in that first half. Conard's first goal since October 24th against Enfield. A huge accomplishment for them, finally getting back on the scoreboard. But Hall, the equalizer here in the first, in a, again, back and forth battle thus far. Conard, the more aggressive offensive team, but that Hall defense holding almost perfect thus far.
Wanted to honor the seniors who are honored here tonight on the field before the start of the contest. Just 5 of them for Conard, as Adam told you about. Catherine Blaine, Carly Gorman, Caitlin Dorsey, Lauren Krumpa, and Ava Karp. Those are the 5 seniors for Conard. And we'll talk about the 12 Hall seniors as time will permit. So after the timeout, play will be back on with 9:12 to go here until halftime. So again, we think that it was Vanessa Goodman in that maze of players who got on the board for Conard. We definitely know that it was Caroline Grant scoring for Hall, and thus we're tied at 1 here in the opening half. Flicked ahead by number 4, Catherine Blaine. Hall attempting to counter in the midfield. Olivia Moran, known for her great stick skills and great flick. A lot of good things to say about her from Kat Hanks, the head coach. She also has 3 goals to be one of the offensive leaders on this squad.
Excellent stick skill shown by Caroline Blake, going 5 Hall on the whole defense there. Losing it shortly thereafter, but an excellent job just to get it through the defense on that last rush.
So we got 5 Hall, we got dump and chase. Love it when Adam incorporates those ice hockey references. The game's somewhat similar. I actually think that this is more analogous to soccer than anything else. But again, if you're good with the stick on the ice, you'll be good with the stick here, and that's what both coaches emphasized to me, that in terms of the translation from one sport to the other, it certainly is a easier transition if you've played on the ice to play this one as well.
Stick skills, raw speed, and conditioning.
Yeah. So here's the aforementioned Carly Gorman. She's at the top. They don't get it to her instead. Put towards the net. Good defense by Hall that time. Off the latest penalty corner attempt by the Conard Chieftains. So unofficially, Adam is at 3 so far here in the opening half, I believe.
3 corners for Conard and 2 for Hall, 1 leading, of course, directly to the Caroline Grant equalizer.
Getting set to put it in play, Zarin Asani for Conard. Go-to player on defense for this Chieftain team is Asani. Converted to D last year. On the near side, and another whistle and a stoppage. This time the call against the Chieftains, and the Warriors will look to start out in center, but good D by Maeve Maloney. Tries to slap it ahead, and it was deflected far side, I believe, by Hannah Gomer. 6.5 to play here in the opening half, and we're tied at 1. Again, if you didn't join us for the soccer last night, both victories by the Chieftains. The girls winning 2-1 despite Hall taking an early lead on a goal by Sylvie Pito, daughter of Bill Pito from MSG and ESPN fame. And then Meg Melly scored twice for Conard. They end up winning the game. And then the boys won as well, 1-0. Will Allen, the only goal for the Chieftains last night. And Vin Kennelly in goal, absolutely superb. Made 2 unbelievable saves to preserve the victory for Adam Linker's Conard's boys soccer team. Another whistle on the far side. And it'll be against Hall, an opportunity for Conard to put it in play deep in Hall territory.
There's a Conard player just took a attempted pass off the face. I don't know who that was, but talk about sacrificing your body for the good of the team.
Right. Dedication. So here's Kumpa starting the play for the Chieftains. Tries to sweep it ahead. Now goes to the backhand. But a good job defensively by the Warriors to get it out of danger. Now Asani gets it ahead. Going forward, Ellie Brown. Sophomore plays left inner for this team. But the Warriors able to knock her off the ball. They get it ahead to Carly Gorman, working in tandem with Shulkin down the right side. And it's interesting because I believe Gorman and Shulkin are line mates on the ice hockey team. And again, in the winter, is a composite team of Hall and Conard. But the 2 Conard players, certainly, if you play in the same line in ice hockey, it would make sense that you work in tandem here in field hockey as well. Towards the net, and the ball goes just wide. Conard bidding for their 2nd lead of the night. Reminder, join us for our next broadcast, Saturday, November 19th at 1:30, the annual Battle on the Gridiron, as the Hall Warriors host the Conard Chieftains right here at Chalmers Stadium. In November 19th at 1:30 here on Channel 5 and streaming live at WHCTV.org. Conard won last year in football. Wild game, Adam. 90-plus points in that one. And Hall and Frank Robinson and company go for their revenge against Matt Sursasimo's team. Of course, all broadcasts presented by the War Chief Sports Council. In front, opportunity for the Chieftains, and a whistle on the play. And once again, Caitlin Shulkin, very dangerous for Conard.
Creating the 4th Conard penalty corner of the night. We'll see if they'll break through here on attempt number 4.
Nora Policelli gets it to the near side to Ellie Brown. Tries to center it into the circle. There's a long shot. Deflected just wide. Big opportunity. Maeve Maloney blasting that one. The junior bidding for either her 3rd goal or some type of deflection in front.
Situation like that, deflection might even be better for the defense, even has a chance to react to what's going on. Ball's behind you and in the net.
Exactly. I think you almost need that deflection because she was beyond the circle that time. And if you score from beyond the circle, it gets negated. That big yellow circle in front of the net, that's where all the scoring must take place. Far side. Hall trying to alleviate the pressure. Elizabeth Pillow trying to clear. Now battle. And they're going to say an infraction against Hall. And Lauren Kumpa puts it near side to Catherine Blaine. On the backhand, she was looking for Shulkin on the left side. Pass goes too far. And Hall will get possession of it. Inside of 2 minutes to play here in the opening half. Conard drew first blood. Hall got the equalizer from Grant, her 8th tally of the season. Now Caroline blasts it ahead, intended for Olivia Moran. Far side, Warriors have it in the person of Pillow. Down the left side, and another whistle on the play. This call goes against Conard, so it'll be Hall to maintain possession. Down the far sideline, Mia Schumi trying to set up the play. And another whistle.
Fair amount of confusion going on in the field right now.
As the officials are positioning, Patty Kletcha-Porter and Ashley Fogarty are the two ladies in charge as assigned by the CIAC. Hall now sensing the urgency with under 45 seconds to play in the opening stanza. Conard, good defensively. And now the Chieftains tried to counter. Shulkin was almost able to elude the defender at midfield, but it's cleared away by Hall. Good defense right there. Margaret Grant, just a sophomore, has terrific size. And as Kat Hanks says, she uses that size to her advantage.
I mentioned the teamwork a lot tonight, but Shulkin, almost a one-woman show there, getting past nearly the entire Hall team en route to what may have very well been an easy shot at Brovin in goal.
Talk about stamina and endurance. I mean, Shulkin's been all over the field in this opening 30 minutes. And you hear the buzzer sound, ending the first half of play here tonight at Chalmers Stadium with the game tied at 1. It was Conard scoring first, and then Grant getting the equalizer for Hall. Adam, impressions of the opening 30 minutes of play?
Teamwork. We heard the Hall junior varsity team stressing it, breaking down the huddles in the game prior to this, and it's been teamwork thus far for Hall. They've done a great job of clearing from the 20 to the 50-yard line. What they need in the second half is to figure out that last half of the field. They've been on defense the majority of the first half, and they've done a good job thus far holding on. You have to wonder if they can do that another 30 minutes with Conard pressing time and time again.
It'll be interesting to see. Again, we have a 10-minute halftime, and we'll see what Kathy Callahan for Conard and Kat Hanks for Hall are able to do in terms of adjustments. Message from Channel 5. We hope you're enjoying this game on TV or online tonight, or if you're here at the game on demand. We want to thank the War Chief Sports Council and West Hartford Community TV and our student and parent volunteers for helping make this possible. We're asking fans tonight to help us out with some of the costs of bringing this game to you. It's easy to help right from your mobile phone. Just open a new text message and go to the number 41444. That's 41444. Then in the message, type Go Conard or Go Hall, all caps, a space, and the amount that you want to give. After you hit send, you'll get a text message in response with a link that you can click to fulfill your pledge at a later time. Of course, we all thank you for your support. The War Chief Sports Council would like to thank our game-changing sponsors, including those at the captain's level: Hartford Distributors, Franklin Fine Beers, Cork and Bottle, the Babe Ruth Organization, Coastal Tool and Rob Ludgen, the Conard and Hall PTO, and those at the all-conference level, including Allied Printing and Hall's Market. Thanks to one and all for your patronage of the War Chief Sports Council. We'll come back with second half action. action, but we're going to step aside. Another 8 minutes to go in halftime festivities. And with the score, Conard 1, Hall 1. This is the War Chief Sports Council's presentation of West Hartford High School sports here on WHCTV Channel 5 and online at WHCTV.org. Back in a few minutes.
I turn them towards me a bit more. Are we on like a camera right now?
And welcome back, everybody, to Chalmers Stadium here in West Hartford. Our continuing coverage of West Hartford High School sports as presented by the War Chief Sports Council. Pete Lamoureux along with Adam Ryder as we watch field hockey here tonight. The game tied at 1 at halftime. Good to see the youths out there performing at halftime, Adam, as both teams rallying around their respective coaches here. And what do you think some of those adjustments might be for the second half?
For Conard at this point, I'm wondering how fresh, how much is left in those legs. Their third straight game for Hall, just their third game in the last week. And with that experience we talked about Hall, on the flip side, again, just those 5 seniors for Conard who haven't been here as often, the underclassmen who have not been here as often, if they can step up here and fill the void, because you know those seniors have logged a lot of minutes, so it might be the fresh legs of the underclassmen who might need to play a much larger role, as Conard played a lot of long pass, dump and chase ball in the first half. You have to wonder just how much is left in the tank. Third game in 3 nights.
That's a very, very good point. See if this is a resilient bunch or not. Those first 2 games this week on Halloween, they were beaten at home by Granby Memorial 3-0. And then yesterday, their most recent game, a loss at Avon by the count of 2-0. So at least offensively, they're off the schneid tonight. Had the lead and then tied on Hall's goal by Grant. So we're 1-1, opening minute of play, 30 minutes of action here in the second half, running time, unless it's a goal scored or some type of a prolonged injury timeout. In front, here's an opportunity, and it goes just wide. And right in the middle of the action, of course, for Conard, we've called her name a lot tonight, is Caitlin Shulkin. Putting it in play, Maeve Maloney, the junior, trying to go forward. Another whistle, another infraction against Hall, and the ball will stay with the Conard Chieftains. Again, your officials tonight, Patty Kletcha-Porter and Ashley Fogarty.
Maloney bailed out of an awkward position on that last possession, trying to go backhand between 2 Hall defenders, somehow managing to maintain possession with some sort of infraction against the Warriors.
Shulkin with a centering pass, tried to put it in front. Teammate was camped out there, Nora Policelli. Here's a player who, a 3-year starter as a junior. And another penalty corner, number 5 on the night, awarded to the Conard Chieftains. They sweep it in play. And now the Hall defense able to collapse at the 25-yard line on top of the Conard attack and started back in the other direction.
Last thing you want off a corner is a poor first pass with the defense sagged way back. You have a limited window and Conard not capitalizing there, as the Warriors now with a rare offensive possession.
Combination of Elizabeth Pillow and Mia Schumi trying to initiate that offensive four-way for the Hall Warriors. 3 minutes gone by here in the second half. The game remains tied at 1. Unofficially, Goodman the goal scorer for Conard, and Grant answering for Hall 5 minutes later. Both of those goals near the midway points of the opening half. Near sideline, Leslie Matrano trying to put it in play for the Hall Warriors. She's an interesting story, senior captain, terrific player on the hockey team. Great stick skills, as you might imagine, and also, according to Coach Kat Hanks, uses that great height to her advantage.
Shulkin getting somewhat of an earful from Coach Callahan running along the sideline after that last possession. You have to wonder, maybe poor decision making, poor handling on that last possession.
Kathy Callahan, her 4th straight year as the head coach of Conard, 10th overall. And we talked about that magnificent campaign that she and her kids authored in 2015. 17 victories and 19 decisions en route to the semifinals in the CIAC Class L state tournament before they were bounced by an FCIAC Power in Wilton. And how many times have we seen it over the years, Adam, where Hall or Conard, no matter what sport, they can be very, very strong, but when you match up against those FCIAC teams and all the money and power of Fairfield County.
The Darians and the Greenwiches of the world.
Indeed. The War Chief Sports Council would like to thank our game-changing sponsors at the varsity level: Low Tide Photography, Dave Newman Photography, Blue Plate, Fast Eddie, West Hartford Youth Basketball, West Hartford Boys Travel Basketball, Open Arm Christian Ministries, Final Cut Barbershop, Edward Connors Insurance, Stanley and Elaine Phillips, Beth Barry Brown of the William Ravis Agency, and West Hartford Girls Lacrosse. Thanks to one and all for your continued patronage of the War Chief Sports Council and West Hartford High School Sports. Long drive at midfield, blocked at the defense. Conard immediately puts it in play, trying to catch Hall off guard. And another whistle on the play. Just reminds me of the fact, Adam, that we're very fortunate that the rules dictate running time, because there are a lot of stoppages.
Moran appeared to be called for an infraction after blocking that last shot, looking at the officials, wondering what it was she could have done. Hard to tell from up here. Seemed like she was making a great defensive play, not in the minds of the officials.
Number 22 for Hall, Margaret Grant, the sophomore, center D, has scored a couple of goals for Cat Hanks. And she drives it downfield, but it's blocked by the Chieftains. And we'll head in the other direction. Oh, the pass intended for Shulkin, just a little too far. She would have had a clear attempt from a bad angle against the goaltender that time.
A 2-on-0 opportunity missed there with Policelli filling the left side of the field, but again, just off the mark, and a near surefire goal opportunity missed for the Chieftains.
Shulkin would certainly like to duplicate the feat that she accomplished last year with a dramatic game-winning goal against Avon. And the stakes are higher, certainly, when you're playing your crosstown rivals as they are tonight against the Hall Warriors. This again is Margaret Grant for Hall. Tries to drive it downfield, blocked by Lauren Kumpa. Lauren tries to go forward, and another whistle on the play. Lauren Kumpa, the senior, 4-year starter, 2-time all-conference player, as we talked about, will move on and play at the next level. Probably a club assignment, although she would dearly love more than that. Driven ahead by Hall on the near sideline. Elizabeth Pillow lost control of it. Maeve Maloney with the big windup. Gets it ahead to Crumple. Gets it to Ellie Brown, just a sophomore, but she loses control. Chant of "Let's Go Conard" from the faithful here tonight at Chalmers Stadium. Ball is driven wide of the net, occupied by the second-year player, Elena Braven. Vocal leader, and she's had one heck of a year in net for Hall. 8-3-1, a 1.3 goals against average. The Warriors tried to rally the other way, but the Chieftains get back and stave that one off.
As you briefly alluded to with Braven, entered tonight's game with 74 saves on the season, amongst the league leaders in the entire state of Connecticut. And again, has had her work cut out for her thus far tonight, but has been equal to the task with the exception of the what appeared to be a Goodman goal early on.
There's a backhand opportunity by number 14 Pillow, and it's knocked to the corner. talking to Coach Hanks, and he was talking about the goaltender. She was talking about the goaltender Braven. One game in particular that she marked was the game against Glastonbury. Faced 16 shots against a team that's #1 in Class L. Stopped 15 of them. So anytime you're playing a powerhouse team like that, and you have your save percentage at 94 for the day, job well done.
Facing an undefeated team and stopping that many shots, that's an accomplishment whether you're a senior or a freshman.
We told you that Hall is 11th in Class L. Conard comes in at number 16. Glastonbury on top. Enfield, Staples, Darien, and Cheshire rounding out the top 5. And then that Wilton team that upended Conard last year in the semifinals. They're having another strong year. 12-1, 2-1, an .844 winning percentage. They're number 6 in Class L. We've played 10 minutes of the second half, under 20 to play in regulation time. And we emphasize that phrase, regulation time. We're tied at 1. Both teams denting the twine, as it were, in the opening half. We've been scoreless so far in the second stanza. So nice to be able to do these games under the lights. Relatively new addition here in West Hartford. First the AstroTurf fields, then the lights. Refurbished basketball court at Conard. New press box there as well for the football and soccer and lacrosse and field hockey. So athletic facilities certainly rounding into form here in West Hartford.
An excellent sign to see no matter where you are. Youth athletics getting such support from everyone involved in the improvement efforts.
Far side of the field. Olivia Moran had the touch. Now a whistle on the play in the midfield. And Kumpa puts it back in play. Tries to slide it ahead. She was looking to feed Carly Gorman. Side by side with Shulkin in the midfield. And is broken up by the Warriors.
Elizabeth Pillow, just a sophomore. We mentioned all these seniors, but excellent effort these last couple minutes from Pillow. Leading the offensive charge just a few minutes ago. Pillow definitely not playing soft here tonight.
Good observation. And again, we recognize those seniors, the 5 of them on the Conard side. I'd like to mention the 12 seniors for Hall, including Caroline Grant, Olivia Moran, Anna Marie Chapdelaine, Hannah Gomer, Carla Zidoff, Caroline O'Keefe, Caroline Wizolowski, Marie Cotter. As the foray was knocked outside and the shot goes just wide, but the whistle had blown and they'll go in the other direction. Elena Braven, Aditi Josie, who was in the starting lineup, and Leslie Matrano. So those are the 12 seniors for Kat Hanks and Hall. Kathy Callahan, of course, with the 5 seniors on her side. 17:20 to play here in the second half. Another whistle, another opportunity for the Conard Chieftains. Maloney tried to put it in play. And it's driven back in the other direction by Margaret Grant. Here's Caroline Grant in a battle far side of the field. Knocked out of bounds by Asani. I would imagine, as we saw Asani and then a second defender shadowing Grant, it's almost like you have to keep 2 people shadowing the best player on either side.
In a game like this, all it takes is one, and Grant, the reason we are tied thus far, and again drawing that shadow coverage from the second defender almost every time downfield, perhaps the big reason why Hall has struggled in the midfield to goal line execution on the offensive end. Again, we mentioned the success they've had clearing the defensive zone. It's the struggles executing the offensive zone, and Grant needs to lead that charge but unable to with that shadow double team.
Olivia Moran for Hall battling on the far side of the field. One of the best flicks on this team, according to Coach Hanks. Also has found the net 3 times in the 2016 campaign. And there she is battling on the far side. Gets it ahead into the midfield. Here's an opportunity. Tried to go forward with it that time, but it was blocked at the defense by Conard. They were trying to set up Mia Schumi, who we haven't seen a lot of or called her name a lot tonight. She's one of the best players on this team. Has 7 goals. Terrific field sense and intuition. And according to her coach, right spot, right time more often than not. Another whistle blown in the midfield as we've gone past the halfway point. Opportunity for Shulkin, and it's blocked at the defense. I think she'd like to have that one back. Partially fanned on it, and partially the responsibility of Ryan Sandler getting back, the senior defensively for Hall that time.
That bend but don't break effort from the Warriors nearly broken there by Shulkin, but again, that slight mishit costing her dearly as yet another near surefire 2-on-0, 2-on-1.5 defender efforts and going nowhere for the Chieftains.
Pillow had a pass intended for Hannah Gomer. If she had looked on her left that time, streaking down the left side was Olivia Pomerleau. She would have been wide open to go towards goal that time. But at full speed, it's kind of tough to maintain peripheral vision. Conard on the attack once again. Backhanded sweep towards net by number 8, Nora Policelli. She tries a second time, gets it towards the net, and it's knocked away. Good effort by the Chieftains that time. Policelli had the opportunity, bidding for her 5th goal of the season.
With a bevy of open Chieftains waiting in the midfield. Again, that whole defense, the teamwork, again, holding just strong enough, keeping this game tied as we've gone under the midway point here in the second half. Conard has had opportunities, and in some cases it's been the whole defense up to the task, but in some cases it's been just ever so slight misexecution from Conard early on in this half. The missed opportunity right off the penalty corner, the bad pass leading to the whole offensive rush. If Conard can clean that up just ever so slightly, they should easily be able to find the net in these next 13 and a half minutes.
Timeout on the field, and the game tied at 1. Goodman and Grant exchanging the tallies in the opening half. The War Chief Sports Council would like to thank our game-changing sponsors at the all-state level: Keating Insurance, Macca Plumbing and Heating, Reed and Reach PC Counselors at Law, the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network, better known as ESPN, and College Prep Express. New sponsor added to our lists at the all-state level. Thanks to one and all from the War Chief Sports Council. Join us for our next broadcast Saturday, November 19th at 1:30 right here at Chalmers Stadium. The annual Battle on the Gridiron as the Hall Warriors host the Conard Chieftains. You can see the game on Channel 5, also streaming live at WHC/TV.org. Conard winning last year in football. Wild game, combining to score 90 points in that one. Hall going for their revenge this time around. All broadcasts, as always, presented by the War Chief Sports Council. Pete Lamoureux, Adam Ryder back with you here at Chalmers Stadium. Penalty corner out of the timeout for the Conard Chieftains. Trying to break a 1-all tie with 13 and a half to play. Here's Shulkin from the angle. Centering pass in front. Ball is loose and the shot goes just wide. Big opportunity right there, but to no avail. Off the 6th PC of the night for the Chieftains.
Much cleaner centering shot that time from Shulkin. Just wide on the chance. The whole defense hanging on by a thread right now. And at some point, you need to see someone on that Hall offense other than Caroline Grant step up. Catherine Washburn is a name we haven't called that much tonight. She's been open downfield at times. There's just been an inability to find her. And it seems to be a bit of a shyness at times for this Hall offense going for the ball. That Hall Conard defense more than up to the task on
Ball
more
is
than one
loose.
occasion.
They score on the side of the net, and the Chieftains go back in front as they lead it 2-1 with 13:07 to play here in the second half. So there was the scrum. About 8 players converged, and on the back end, Conard takes the 2-1 lead.
You press on that glass enough, eventually it's going to break. And for Conard, a huge goal going up now with just over 13 minutes to play. And with these Hall offensive struggles, it's going to be tough to see them find the net again, with Conard now more than likely taking a somewhat more defensive stance, one would think, in these last 13 minutes.
So how do you like that? They get their second lead of the night. Their leads in the opening half a bit short-lived, about 5.5 minutes or so before Grant was able to draw Hall even. And now Conard with the goal, a couple of minutes past the midway point here in the second half. So we'll see if the Warriors are able to sense the urgency. And you made a point before, Adam, about Kathy Washburn, center middle, 3 goals on the year, and certainly one of the top 3 scorers on this Hall team. They have not found her near the net so far tonight.
They've been looking for Caroline Grant over and over, and we mentioned that double team she's been drawing. We mentioned the game that Pillow's been playing, actually both offensive and defensively. There needs to be better offensive unity. We mentioned that defensive unity time and time again. At some point, that defensive unity has to translate to the other side of the field.
So 2-1 the score. 11:50 time remaining in regulation. Hall putting it in play, and here they come to the near side with Pillow. Slides it ahead in the midfield. Good 15-yard pass there, and a whistle on the play as Mia Schumi was impeded as she went forward. Infraction against Conard, put in play by the aforementioned Washburn. She didn't get all of that pass forward, and Conard able to counter, and Carly Gorman down the left sideline. In a battle with Caroline Grant, a couple of players collide far sideline, and it'll be Hall to put it in play. Driven down the field. Warriors trying to start the attack. They have numbers as they get inside the 30 on the far sideline. They win an individual battle. Slide it ahead towards the right corner. Trying to get it towards the circle. In front, a shot, they score! Hall able to draw even. They come right back. Just 2 minutes and 22 seconds after Conard had gone in front, and the game tied at 2. They won an individual battle on the far side of the field, and that was able to initiate the chance. Centering pass in front, and they deposited home.
Hall stealing a page out of the Conard playbook, a bit of a dump and chase effort there as the entire team getting downfield. You mentioned the massive humanity of Conard on both those goals. There was quite a bit of a massive humanity in front of the Conard at that time as Hall equaling its game right back in it. It's 2-2.
It's amazing. We were talking about the same thing last night in soccer. We have a big collision on the field involving Kathy Washburn along with Vanessa Goodman. And Steve Boyle, who did the soccer with me last night, was talking about when a team scores, you can have that lull for 2 to 3 minutes after the goal. You're celebrating, you're euphoric, and it's only human nature that you're feeling good about yourselves. And if you just let down and relax just a little bit, that allows the other team to come back and counter.
It's that adrenaline that takes over, and if you rely on that too long, once you come back to the true natural state, if it comes at the wrong time, you can get caught on that back end That's exactly what happened, is Hall taking full advantage with under 10 minutes to go now in the second half.
So when they scored in the first half, with 16:33 to play, Hall answered 5.5 minutes later. Second half, Conard scores at the 13:07 mark, and Hall answers just 2 minutes and 22 seconds later with 10:45 to play. So clock running inside of 9:15 to play in regulation, and the game tied at 2. We'll have to check the schedules here to see how many times this year that both of these teams have been involved in a game where both teams scored 2 or more goals in the contest. Doesn't happen too frequently. Ball just eludes Miyashumi. Conard trying to counter. Far sideline, Shulkin trying to get it ahead. Good defense near side by Leslie Matrano.
I don't believe either of these teams have been involved in a game where each side scored 2 goals. This will be at least
well,
the first time.
Happened once for Hall. They were a 6-2 winner against Canton, but that's a game that was a blowout contest. And then there was a game for Conard where they lost 3-2 at Joel Barlow. But other than that, it's very rare that you see both of the teams find the net twice in a contest. Tied at 2 with 8 minutes to go in regulation. Good D by the Hall Warriors as they're able to escape the danger area. Ryan Sandler, again, we talked about her in the first half. Has been in and out of the lineup with concussion issues. Senior defenseman playing in her final Hall-Conard matchup tonight. And that was one big thing in the post-game interview in the girls' soccer last night for the Conard kids. In that matchup, they had lost every game but the scoreless tie earlier this year in all 4 years. Carrie Massaro, the head coach, and her seniors finally broke through against Hall. Will Hall do the same thing to Conard here tonight? They haven't won. The drought goes back to 2008 since the Hall Warriors defeated Conard in field hockey here at Chalmers. Whistle on the near side. Infraction against Conard. All players taking exception to the fact that Maloney, with some extracurricular activities. Here's Leslie Matrano. Mets at midfield by number 16, Vanessa Goodman, who we think unofficially was responsible for the first goal of the night for Conard. Good job winning the battles again by the Warriors. They've done more of that here in the second half, especially Grant and Olivia Moran as they combine on the far side of the field. Then Conard punches it forward. There's a battle far side. Margaret Grant for the Warriors.
Both Grants, Caroline and Margaret, showing with offensive and defensive toughness. On the last possession, creating an opportunity for Hall now on the far side.
And here's Schumi trying to take offensive liberties for the Warriors. But that play was whistled down. Hall tries to keep it inside the 30-yard line. Backhanded pass ahead. Very difficult on the run, Adam, to negotiate a lot of these passes. These kids have to be very, very highly skilled. And even so, if it turns into a game of one-on-one battles, very difficult to move.
That's where those ice hockey skills translate. The best stick handlers in that case can beat the best defender. And again, late in the games, you have to wonder, especially for Conard, we mentioned those 3 straight games, how tired those legs are, how crisp those ball handling skills are going to be in the final 5 minutes now of their 3rd consecutive game.
And boy, if they go into overtime, very, very weary. We had just seen of 15 seconds ago, a flick by Leslie Matrano. That's the equivalent to a wrist shot in this sport, and she, of course, does play for the Hall Conard ice hockey team. And a big advantage if you're able to flick the ball like she does. She was able to get it about 20-25 yards downfield without winding up for what would be the hockey equivalent to a slap shot. Hall gets it out of danger. They slide it ahead. They're looking for Schumi. Schumi in the midfield. But blocked down nicely by Asani. Hall counters. Matrano for Schumi. Down the left side. She's got to step on the defense. Trying to battle for it is number 20, Lubin. In center. Sinead Marie got it forward for Hall. Left wing side, Pillow in a battle there with Lubin. And the infraction goes against Conard. Here comes Pillow down the left side, running out of real estate, so she had to chop at it. And Conard clears it out. At midfield, Sinead Marie gets it ahead. Left side, Matrano tries to bank it ahead for Pillow. And Conard slaps it back out as they get it to Shulkin. Good hit that time as it's knocked down towards the 20-yard line in the other direction. Pass on the backhand was thwarted. Down to 2:35 time remaining in regulation. Each team with a goal in both halves, and the game tied at 2. Back on the Conard defense near midfield. Cleared down. And a whistle against Hall. Conard tries to drive it ahead. You're seeing more long shots like that, and I think they're sensing the 3-game and 3-day factor, where they just sensing the urgency are the Chieftains. They want to end it in regulation time.
And they've realized the dump and chases worked on their 2 previous goals, hoping to catch the whole defense off guard one more time before that group effort can get back down the field, as Hall showing some signs of fatigue here as well.
Krumpa had that last opportunity for Conard as she tried the goalmouth pass, trying to connect with the teammate in front. It went awry. Conard gets another opportunity, though. Right side. Here's Maloney. Her centering pass is blocked. Shulkin in the middle of it, as always. Comes together with Sinead Marie. Whistle on the play. And here's Conard. Maloney stick handling. Nice move to get away from Marie. Tries to put it towards the net. Blocked at the defense. Hall tries to clear in the person of Gaumer. Towards the net. Ball is loose. Sliding efforts by the goaltender, Braven that time. Far side, Dugan on the counter for Hall. Here come the Warriors. 30 seconds to go in regulation time. Grant tries to slap it ahead. Swept out of there by the Chieftains in the person of Catherine Blaine. And by the time they retrieve the ball, actually they're going to have a clock stoppage. 7.8 seconds to go. And that's all that separates us from the extra session.
We mentioned the tired legs for both teams. A lot of backhanded efforts in chopping at the ball these last couple of minutes. We mentioned the weary legs here as we, again, less than 8 seconds away from overtime, and barring a miracle, that is indeed where we are headed. As these two teams, tired legs for both of them, outstanding efforts by both defenses, as the offense for both squads has picked up ever so slightly these last few minutes, perhaps capitalizing on the weary legs of the defense. But again, we are now headed for overtime, it would appear, with both squads struggling to find the net in these last 10 minutes of the second half.
Both teams out on the field. I believe we have a 5-minute intermission is going to happen here, and then we're going to play a 10-minute overtime. So we're going to step aside. We'll come back with the extra session for you. And with the score, Conard 2, Hall 2. We'll come back with overtime right after this on WHC-TV, Channel 5, and online at WHCTV.org.
You got on the scoreboard? Score games overtime too, or are we going to
What? No, you just cut out. It's like every time you say my name, it cuts off about what you want me to do.
Here's Isani getting it ahead. Slapped forward. Here's Shulkin down the right side. Tries a stick handle in the circle. But great defense by the Warriors to come back and negate Shulkin once again.
Matrano equal to the task yet again. And a great decision by Hanks there, possibly sensing something in Shulkin as Matrano shadowing her quite carefully these last two possessions, keeping, for now, this game tied.
What tremendous stamina, endurance for most of these kids out here tonight. Almost all of them, in fact, but Shulkin in particular. Slapped towards the circle. It's loose. And it goes just off the side of the net. High drama here at Chalmers. Any one shot could end it. We've had opportunities at both sides. Now the penalty corner for the Chieftains. I believe they're 7th unofficially of the 69 minutes of action that we've played so far here tonight at Chalmers.
More importantly, they're first in the OT with this much more wide open field.
Here's Asani to put it in play for Conard. Here's the long shot, goes towards the net. And slamming her stick in frustration was Catherine Blaine. Ball went right under her stick that time. She was camped right to the right of that far post.
Hard to tell who it was, but someone on the Warrior defense camped right in front of Blake might have impacted her view just long enough to keep a clear shot from happening.
Conard again on the attack. Drop pass for Maloney. And another whistle on the play. You know, you like to get the penalty corners are obviously advantageous, but that was an opportunity where Conard had a clear shot from the top of the circle if it weren't called. Asani again from the near side will start the play. They try a pass to the far side again and eludes Blaine. Same setup where they direct the pass to the top of the circle. They try to swing it to their left to set up a shot to the goaltender's right to the near side post, but to no avail. 1 for 8 unofficially tonight, Conard off the penalty corners. 13 seconds to go in the OT. Whistle on the play. And that'll do it for the 10-minute overtime session. And a round of applause from both the Conard and Hall fans here at Chalmers Stadium.
That was the definition of back and forth from beginning to end, especially in overtime. Both squads, numerous offensive opportunities, and you alluded to the infractions called with the ball in the circle. And fortunately for the Warriors, penalty corners called not penalty strokes is again just 1 for 8. Conard was tonight on those penalty corners as Hall, some might say Hall survived a tie in that game with all the opportunities Conard had, many of them led by Caitlin Shulkin, who even late in overtime, again, Shulkin just the junior, she's coming back next year, which is an outstanding starting point for Coach Kathy Callahan in the 2017-18 season.
Well, very good, Adam. Always a pleasure. Enjoyed working with you for lacrosse and again here tonight for field hockey. And it is fitting that the game would end in a 2-2 draw. Again, both teams scoring a goal in each half. Both times Conard out in front, both times Hall with the answer, and both clubs looking forward to the upcoming state tournament. Stay tuned for our post-game festivities. Again, the final score, Conard 2, Hall 2 in overtime. Back with more right after this on WHC TV Channel 5 and online at WHC/TV.org. Kat, unbelievable game here tonight.
It was amazing.
We picked a good game to broadcast.
Absolutely did. It could not have been better. Absolutely. It was an amazing job by all these girls tonight.
Very, very even, Steven, the whole way. Each team scores a goal each half. So, I mean, you couldn't get more down the middle than that.
No, and it's funny because when we played them in preseason, it kind of did the same exact thing. So we tied them 3-3 at the very beginning. And to end on a tie, I mean, it just shows how well these programs can compete against each other.
You promoted this young lady to your left to me on the phone when we were talking about your squad.
Yes, I did.
She was as good as advertised.
She was. No, she, as a captain and a 4-year varsity player, she, she is the epitome of that all-around athlete that you want. She goes to the ball. She has the intensity. She, helps her teammates get to, that intense level that we need to have.
Good luck going forward. What's the key in the tournament?
Keep playing the game that we're playing. Spacing, communicating, intensity, working together as a team.
Good luck. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Caroline, no, I'm not through with you. What is it about this rivalry that makes this game very, very special?
I think we've played with each other since we were little, and I think just getting to compete against each other and showcase our skills is really what it's all about.
Intensity. Talk about the overtime. I mean, you at one end, Shulkin down at the other end. You're still breathing heavily because I can't believe how much stamina you guys have.
I don't know how I made it through that. It's definitely the adrenaline and the team pumping you up is really what makes you play through the whole time.
Looking forward to the tournament?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I think we can do very well.
Well, good luck in that tournament.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay. Caroline Grant joining us here tonight. Final score was 2-2. Both of these teams heading towards the tournament. Should be fun for them, and we'll certainly keep tabs on their progress going forward in the month of November. Thanks to all involved with the broadcast tonight. Diana, tremendous job. Meredith, Jen back at the studios. All the camera people, great job. And again, look forward to our next broadcast. It comes right from this very field, Chalmers Stadium, November 19th, 1:30 kickoff. It'll be the Hall Warriors against the Conard Chieftains in action on the gridiron. Pete Lamoureux for Adam Ryder. Thanks for watching, and good night from Chalmers Stadium.